A very good evening, our viewers. Today is a Sunday, and of course, I know many of you have gone to church, and many of you've been doing housework, you've been cleaning the houses, you've got the time for you, for your family, and those who are studying, you're doing coursework. But of course, those who have gone to church, how was the church? What did the pastor talk about? And what did you learn? And of course, me, I don't want to lie you. I didn't go to church. I had a lot to prepare, of course, to prepare the show, prepare for other things. Yeah, I've been to Mbarara for for debate, inter-university debate, national debate with university. I think different were 22 universities that participated, and over 200 students from the universities attended the event for 3 days in Mbarara at Bishop Stewart University. And of course, the young people were talking about the governance, we're talking about the democracy, they were talking about the leadership in Africa, we're talking about so many things. We're talking about, is it the governance, is it based on the religion, is it based on that tribe, what is it based on? So it was a good discussions in Mbarara, and that was my key highlight of the week. Mbarara people, thank you for hosting us, and of course Global Platform, thank you for making sure that young people, their voices are heard, and of course, and the Uganda debate arena, thank you for organizing. And today we're going to be talking about suicide. I know this is a sensitive topic. Of course, you know, it is a health problem in Uganda, Africa, and across the world. I'm glad, I'm happy that I have a friend, I have someone who is a young person that we are going to be interacting about this topic. We're going to be discussing it together, and we know what really it means, because every second, every 40 seconds, we lose a person. And the statistics say over 800,000 people die every year due to suicide. So you see, things really, if we don't talk about this, if we don't make awareness about the suicides, about the mental illness, about the depression, about all these things, I think we're going to continue losing people. But of course, this show is about sharing information and giving you what you're supposed to do. All right. Hi, Daisy.
Hi, Fran.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be here.
Yeah, I'm also happy to host you. I know it wasn't easy for you. You know, we are supposed to have it last Thursday, and of course they traveled. You know, like, okay, let's now have it today. Thank you for your time. You can introduce yourself briefly. You tell the people who you are, what you do.
Okay, my name is Muzera Daisy. I volunteer with Youth Equality Center, where I coordinate communication activities for Adolescent Girls and Young Women Forum. Then also, I do marketing for Lighthouse Television. Yes, and I just completed my bachelor's in leisure and hospitality management. I'll be graduating in January. So briefly, that's me.
Yeah, that's briefly. And of course, there is this question of is this person maybe single? Is this, well, of course, is this person single? Is this person searching? Is she contented? Things are complicated. You don't tell us, like, you know, people really want to know. We are young people. Yeah.
I'm not married and I'm not single. I'm in a relationship.
Wow, she's in a relationship. So for you, if you are planning to maybe to send a request, my friend, you can try elsewhere. So Daisy, you know, we see that this suicide, it is common among young people, and it is a public problem which we need to talk about, which the country needs to address. So for you, I like, and me, like, right now, I want you to tell the people what is the suicide, what it means to you, and what these things, like what it is, and who is that person who is at risk, like yeah, this person is at risk of this and this is the suicide. Yeah.
Okay, I must say, suicide is taking your life, taking away your life, like intentionally. You take away your life intentionally, and I might say everyone is at risk. It's according to the way you receive or work upon some issues. Though young people might be at more risk because we face different challenges. We have, like, let me talk in the perspective of the students, university students. You find that you've left high school, you've joined campus, you're finding people from different backgrounds. You want to probably join some certain groups, but these people do have probably there is drug abuse, alcohol. You've gotten into a relationship, and probably you're breaking up from a valued relationship. Someone, and how you take it in, you might end up, I don't know, people that commit suicide, I must say, have reasons and sometimes call for help, probably on Facebook or WhatsApp, but then we usually just look it off. But I must say, young people are at risk because of the drug abuse, the loss of valued relationships, and very many things. It might be family abandoning you. A lot of things could lead to suicide.
And of course, to add on what she's talking about, like the family, of course, the drug abuse among young people, and of course, the thing is that relationships, marriages, all these things that we engage in, financial struggles, things that stress us, things that make us think and feel like we don't deserve a life, like we don't need it to be alive, like you're better when you're dead, like such thoughts. So these are the things that everyone is going through struggle, right?
Yeah.
It is not that the person you see maybe who is driving a Range Rover, a TX, the VX, it's not that those people have good life. Sometimes when you sit with that person, he can tell you, and also you get shocked, like what that person is going through. So for us right now is that so we know that maybe what causes it is because of the relationships. Maybe they have been dumped, they have been heartbroken, like in relationships, and someone is looking for a job, is not seeing the job, like just like every day you wakes up, goes to the office, ask for some takes the application, and there is no feedback about it. And of course that with that the person stresses the person, the rent ibanja all I was saying, like such stuff, like yeah. So like now this, because my question is it really preventable? Is it controllable? If you're looking at it for you in your own perspective, is it really preventable? You can see that yeah, the suicide, yes, looking at the suicide, because even when you look at the right now, like you've seen the university students like jumping over the buildings. You've seen like especially in northern Uganda, because of the war, because of the what happened there. So we're sorry for that. And now people feel like that thing, it is still in them, and they are still depressed. They're still like stressed like every day, because that trauma is something that it can't go away within a year. It is a process, but we pray that every day at least things change. So do you see that suicides are preventable, are controllable? You see?
In my perspective, I think suicide is preventable. Though it depends on who you surround yourself with.
True.
Sometimes you might go through a situation, and probably I try to tell you, Frank, you're my friend. I tell you, you know what? I mean, I'm having this problem. Or let me say I have this condition, but the pain is too much. And then you're like, oh, you're good. Probably you don't even give me an ear. Or
And the person
I try to narrate to you
you're going to be fine.
Yeah, you're not giving me that comfort. You're not
It's
giving me that hope.
It's not paying the attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've read something on Facebook. And someone, my friend told me, by the way, sometimes people put out their problems, but where is shut it by saying, oh, why would someone post such a thing? But someone is going through something and they really need help, but we're
And by
going to
the
take
time
it so
someone
lightly.
posts it,
Yes, we're going to take it so lightly, and the person will feel like they're ignored, that no one is there for them. But I think if we surround ourselves with people that are always positive, if you share your problem, there's some people who don't want to share their problems probably because they think they'll be judged and all. But if you share your problem, you can always get help. I think it's preventable if you surround yourself with the right people, if you share your problem, if you also believe, and actually, overall, if you pray, like you have faith in God, to be like, no, I know
yeah,
what, I'll
of
overcome
course
this.
they
This
say
shall
God
pass.
is the answer. It is that case.
Yeah, but especially the people we surround ourselves with. Yes.
Yeah, like she says that sharing the information, sharing our struggles with our friends. But the question is, do our friends have time for us to
That's why I
listen
said
to
surround
us?
yourself with
Yes,
the right people.
the right people. So that to get that right person to talk to and give the struggles, and you pour all your things on him or her, and she listens, he listens, and the next day it's like, you know what, we need to do this. At least you see someone is giving you solutions to the problem. Those are the friends that we really need. And of course, when you look at the how she's saying that sharing the information, and of course, as friends, that someone is sharing the information with you, we need to learn how we need to respond to them. The language we use when they are sharing the information is also important. It is also key. So if someone says, maybe I'm going through something, and then for you pour out something that
Well, there are
is
people who are even worse, don't even talk.
yes, those,
That relationship will pass. You get such.
There's like you feel like you've tried your best, but things are not moving, and then you feel like, let me tell this, and then the days that you've come to this, and then there is like, you know what, ah you know, you will be fine, don't worry.
There are people who are worse. What? I keep giving you all that. Yeah, I'm not giving any hope. I'm not showing you any light at the end of the tunnel. So really, the people surround themselves with matter. Our friends really matter.
Yeah, and of course, if you are watching, you can also contribute. You can also contribute. You know, you have experiences, you've seen friends who are going through a lot, and of course, you've helped some of your friends, you've supported, you've given enough support that they really need. You can share with us, you can comment, you can ask us, you can interact with us. Because it is not that we are sharing the statistics of the World Health Organization, we're not. Because what we are doing is we are making awareness of the problem. It is among young people. It is common among young people. That one, it is known. But what causes it? The unemployment, the poverty, looking for jobs, relationships, and of course the diseases that are there. Sometimes you can find that you have an HIV. Maybe you got it unknowingly, and then now you know. So, and then that process of settling down, like accepting that, yes, since now I have it, so what do I do? How am I going to go about it? So these are the things that really make us young people, that stress us, go to feel depressed like every time. Because I know, because these are the things that are not permanent. It is something that is really temporary, that is not permanent. At the end of the day, these are like feelings. When you give it time, like she said that, and then you talk to God, you like, you know what, I'm leaving everything to you. You can work on this, and you open up, you share. Because I think in sharing, of course, you also like this the way how it helps
Yeah,
you.
you take off some.
You take off some, yeah. So when I like you share it really does help you. So have you like the signs of these people who are like, well, maybe about to commit the suicide, like, or maybe there are symptoms that you see, so that the person, maybe we are there, maybe we don't know the signs, but if you could information, one or two, and then someone look at the friend and like, so my friend needs attention before something bad happens.
I might not know very many signs, but first of all, if someone has been really interactive and out of the blue they are isolating themselves, you find someone, probably you might know of their problem, but they try to isolate themselves. The kind of things they say to you, or like, let me say, a response. I tell you, Frank, by the way, do you know? Probably, let me say, you find out you're HIV positive, and then I try to tell you, Frank, you know what? Not, it doesn't mean that when you have HIV you're going to die and something. Then the response you would give me, like, but what good do I have to do? Something like that. The response you would get from someone, then them isolating themselves. And by the way, before they commit the suicide, they first, okay, they have attempted it before. So sometimes you might find someone has taken, let me say your friend has taken pills which they did not need to take. And probably they're just now trying, because it takes courage to also commit the suicide.
Yes,
It really takes courage. So you find it's a step to the end when you're going to actually do it. So I might say, I don't know very many signs, but I think that those would be some of the signs. Yes.
The isolation. When someone, maybe you are in public and you see someone is sitting there, is people are having fun. Of course, people are interacting, but of course you see his situation is kind of cool. That's not the person that is not like before. He was talking, he was now interactive, but now you see the person is humble. Is cool, and maybe even sometimes you need to follow up these posts that young people post.
Yeah.
We need to take to pay attention to the posts. Someone can put up a post and then we all ignore it, and maybe sometimes social media is fun. We are going to talk about that. Like, social media is funny. People are there. Some are there to help, and of course some are there to make fun of it, to make fun of you. So you can post something and then also adds on your struggles. People like, we don't care, you are, because there was some person who posted I think it was like I feel like killing myself, and I leave this one. So the comments, someone was like, hey, could you could you please give me your iPhone charger? Don't die with it. I was like, what are you talking about? The person is really not doing well right now, and then you say, give me the. So it's like, let us tell the stories of love. Let us tell the stories of hope. Let us tell the stories of peace. If we are really to see that the statistics that are there, we want to really reduce on them. We need to reduce, because if they say every 40 seconds a person dies, every 40 seconds someone loses their life. So it means a lot. It means a lot. So we need to work on that. So, like we talked about social media. So we want to look at the social media. Can social media really also make someone commit suicide? Can it make someone, if yes, how can that person really be supported and see? Because I know social media. When you look at social media, it has a diverse of people. There are so many people, have different cultures, they are from different tribes, they are different countries, and of course everyone is there with a purpose. We have different purposes, we have different agendas. Some are there to mind their own business, some are there to market their business, some are there to do the advocacy, some are there to see news, some are there to make awareness, like how we are doing right now. Like, this is what is happening in our society. So since it is happening, what do we do? What are the channels we can use? Let's use social media. So, and we pass out this information. So you see that social media also contributes to the suicides, or it doesn't?
I must say social media can help us get rid of the suicide, but then it also contributes to the suicide. In what way? You might find you might find someone, like you say, someone having a post, so probably I have my issue. There's no one I can open up to, but let me post, probably out there I might find a solution. And like you say, someone is wants today, and then you and then you tell them to give you their charger. That is going to really discourage me, and out of anger I'll just go and do it. But at a point it can still help, because if you share out, there'll be that person who will come and probably inbox you or give you hope or something. Social media would really contribute, if at all. Okay, yeah, we have different agendas, but if you see a post and you find something creepy or weird about it, go ahead, find out, ask, inbox someone, find out, but are you really fine? Are you okay? Then the messages we put out there.
But how many people, like 10, if you could give like 10, like someone has read the post, and someone is saying maybe this life is something like some of the suicidal thoughts, someone is wrote suicidal thought, and then how many people do you think are going to take time and inbox that person? If like 10, like on 10, how many people can do that?
I think out of 10, I think they can be like 3 or 2.
Like
Because the first comment will lead to the other.
exactly.
You might post your problem, and then someone, the first person might reply and be like, man, just give me your charger. Then the other person probably will have a problem with that person, and they are forgetting your issue now. Then someone will just come and mark it, because we have different agendas for social media.
Exactly.
Someone will just post, but I'm selling this car because of this and this. But then there'll be that other one person probably who will give you a verse of encouragement. That person who will actually inbox you, tell you their story, and encourage you to actually give up on the suicide you want to commit. But then, however much we have different agendas on social media, I think we should. Okay, if I'm doing advocacy, if I put out a message, you never know who it helps. There are times I've been really down, and then you're just scrolling, but then you find someone put up something and it really encourages you. So I think we should check on what we post. If you see anyone having a problem or going through something, let us not just laugh over these posts. Sometimes they could be means just to make us happy, but go ahead, go an extra mile to find out, is this person really fine? Have they just put it up for... I have a problem. My friends always complain when let me say on WhatsApp, if I read someone's status and then they have posted something or just an emoji frowning, I go ahead and ask them, are you really fine? Are you okay? And they're like, probably I'm okay, or I'm going through something. Then I tell them, do you mind sharing? Some will tell you, some will be like, oh, I'll be fine. But even though you don't tell me, at least I've taken time to ask you what the problem is. So how we use
and then also you can also see, because you've talked about asking, to go deeper and then ask someone, like, do you mind sharing what is happening, what is not happening? So I think there's a friend of mine, okay, we don't usually talk, but I think last week she lost the job. And then she went on Twitter and she was like, yeah, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I feel like what. So I copied that tweet, I went to her inbox, I was like, hi, how are you doing? With the tweet, I just quoted it. It was like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, this tweet means a lot. You're not feeling well, so if you don't mind, can you share with me? So of course, and she told me, you know what, I lost the job and I had no backup, so I don't know what to do right now. Things are all over me. I don't know where to go, what to do. I was like, hey, you know the percentage of people that don't have jobs? There's so many. But right now is that first think about your life. Leave alone the job, leave alone the money. The money is the paper. These are papers. At the end of the day, even if you do what, you will leave, and then people will still continue printing papers. These are papers, but your life matters a lot. So I was like, do you mind having a coffee with me? Yeah. So, and the person was like, yeah, we can go. We went for an ice cream. We talked, we had a conversation, like, yeah, you see, I was like, you know what, some survive on the, we are in the economy gig. Some some at least for you maybe like the previous, you've been doing what you've been fine, you've been happy, you've been doing what you've been enjoying, you've been all doing all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, some survive on the gigs. How do they survive on the gigs is that they let all the things go, and they have the things that they can control. And the things that you can't control, there's no need for you to think about it, to give it your time. If you can't get that job back, don't give it time. So the things right now you can control is your life.
Yeah.
But you can't control someone's company that now give me back what, or give me the job I was doing, performing well, I was doing that. So I'm like, your life matters better than the job. So and the person is now fine. Yeah, though she lost the job, yeah, but she's now fine. And I see she changed the way how she's posting on her social media platforms. I was like, yeah,
But
this is the thing that really we need to.
I want to give you credit for that. That was really nice. How many people can actually do that?
Yeah,
Okay, you don't have to take the person for coffee, but you
Yeah.
can just inbox.
Yeah, I can inbox. For me, the reason why, because we had done I worked together on some project. So of course, when she told me I lost the job, I was like, yeah, I realized what she's going through right now. Like you are there, you're working, and you have no idea, like you can't even think about it that something is going to happen, that the job is going to terminate, that someone is going to terminate my contract. Like you're there, you've woken up, reaching office, and human resource or the person in charge like, hey, maybe the other day we forgot to tell you that your contract was terminated. You know what? The shock, like the energy, the vibe you had in the morning to go and work, and then someone tells you, wow, you can't believe that, like in the next 1 hour. But it's a shock. So the person is changed, like totally. Is doing her stuff right now, and even when I check the platform, our platforms, I'm like, yeah, because I told her, I was like, man, the company is full of people, and we don't have jobs, you get, and we we see that here and there, as long as you take care of yourself, as long as you focus, at the end of the day, you will get the job, you get back to what to do. So there is what are some of the the challenges and the obstacles that someone like they can obstruct someone from doing what he's supposed to do? Like maybe now I've told you what you're supposed to do, but still you can't do it. Like you feel you have another what are those bigger challenges? Because I know now you're going through a lot, you've shared, and then I've told you I've tried to follow up, but still as a person there are some other challenges. Well, if you could mention one or two, like these people go through.
If I got your question right, you were asking the obstacles that can hinder someone from taking in the message given to
Yes,
them.
yeah.
I really don't know, but first of all, it starts within you having hope that even when I'm going through this, I can actually move, I can get out of it. How long it takes, how long I'll be with this pain doesn't matter, but at the end of it all, I will be through all this. But you might find someone, let me give an example of people who are having mental illness. This person is on and off. Probably the time you've talked to them, they are okay. And then maybe when they go back and use that drug, it tells them otherwise. Like the mind now changes. So if you're talking to like an addict, and then probably all the time they take the drugs, they change mentally frank to you're talking to me right now, and then you're telling me, you know what, I have this and this, and I tell you, can actually, I talk to you for some time. Then you reach home, probably the people who've surrounded yourself, your friends, you're staying with a friend who actually abuses drugs. You're getting off an addiction, and this is so hard. You have to take the drug, and when you take the drug, probably you end up being, I don't know if it's cutting yourself, you cut
actually,
yourself.
You've talked about the addiction and helping someone. You know, we have our public figure, an artist, musician, person who has inspired so many young people, so many people to join the music industry, who has seen like before. You know, Jackie Chan.
Yes.
Yeah, I know she's.
I read recently she's back to hospital.
Yeah, I think even I read somewhere where she was like she escaped. So I don't know.
From
I don't.
hospital?
Yeah, Nagro hospital. So I don't know if she's back. So these are the things that the people face in the communities, and these are the obstacles. Like the community is doing what it can to support you, but of course, the obstacle, the addiction that you really have, the state of your mind can't take in.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you still continue doing what. So we really pray for Jackie. Jackie is these are the people who made us love music. And of course, I know if you could ask some of the upcoming artists, like, hey, who inspired you to do the music? And they say Jackie Chan, because these are people who have hustled to see that the music industry is up. So this is also the public, the concern that we are talking about, that we need to address it. Like maybe if the Minister of Health and the government could come up with a hub, maybe they put it in some, like they have some few hubs in the city, different cities, different locations. You go, you talk to people, the counselors. They're free, because I know these people who give counseling, we pay them. Some we pay them. And of course, the money to pay these people to give us the counseling, to see that we manage these life challenges, is also, we don't have it. So I think if the government could come up with that, is also, what do you think about maybe the government also coming up with such projects? And
I think, okay, if we would have one-stop centers where someone, if I have an issue and I can walk somewhere, because now if I walk somewhere and get probably help or counseling, because actually paid counseling is expensive.
it is expensive.
There's a place I know you pay 50,000 for 1 hour, like 1 hour, and you might find I have a problem. We have to talk about it for more than 2 hours, and I do not have that money, and you're the person that can help me. So if the government can intervene and probably put those centers, but at a subsidized fee, like money someone can afford, and even on some days where it is free, just to help these people. And I think we must have these centers more so in universities, even hospitals. I think hospitals have the HIV counseling and all.
Yeah, they do.
But imagine if I'm sick, like let me say I have a problem with my spine or something, or let me say liver, anything. Yes, I might be getting the medication, but I need someone to tell me, you know what? Because the pain I'm going through is much. I might want to just be like, why don't I die and get rid of this pain? If we have, the doctor might talk to me, but not in depth. If we have these people who just, probably a room where someone can go, or those people can actually come to the ward where I am, and I get some encouragement, some hope, because sometimes we even need hope to heal, not the medicine. Because it's meant
true,
to.
True. It's not about the medicine, it's about the hope. Yeah, true.
So I think that's what the government should do. Put up centers that can solve, and even in hospitals where the sick people are. Let it not be limited to HIV. If I go for HIV testing, I must be counseled or counseling after. checkup and all. Let it be general, like general, not only the mental disturbed people or something, but general. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think like I don't know what she's saying, that counseling these centers, they really, we need them. Sometimes we don't need them just because someone is going through a lot, but we can put them somewhere. That's even if someone is passing by saying you're free of, someone can even just go to know what is happening, and someone can discover that hey, so all along I had a problem.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know that we have these issues. We don't know that we move with we're not feeling okay. But when you get a counselor, when you get to the professional people who who really can talk to you, and you open up and you say, you realize that really you've been going through a lot. Yeah, so government can look through that and give us the hubs, the stopovers, like she called them. We need them. Young people need them, and of course we need to create an environment where young people, where every person, where everyone can open their speak out, can, hey, yeah, man, I'm going through this. You know, we have an environment where it is not that good. Maybe for you to open up and say, you know what, hey, I'm really not okay.
I can give an example. Let me say, Frank, I'm going for counseling. And then, okay, where most of the times me, the counselors I've seen are kind of old people. But now, if I'm going to tell you, if I'm going to go to this center and then I find someone, probably can be my mother or my grandmother, and I have to open up. So I'm telling her, if by the way, when I use this drug, it's like this and like this. At the back of your mind,
like this person is going to judge me. This person
but
is
probably
going to,
because they are counselor, they could be having those ethics. But me as a person, it will not make me comfortable.
I think this is because the environment, the environment for us not to have such thoughts is that it is not there for us. We know people are there, yes, they're supposed to do their work because of the work ethics, like we said it, but as the individuals,
Yeah.
we know at the end of the day, the environment is not there. They say this is confidential, they say this is
Yeah.
what, but at the end of the day, you find that your story has been told.
Yeah, but if I find someone like, now let me say Frank, I could tell you, because I know you can relate with some of these things. I might tell this lady something that, okay, she might know the drugs, but if I break them down, does she really understand what this can do? Of course, she might be knowing the marijuana and all, but does she know about the pills? Does she know about the codeine? But if I find someone like you, you can actually relate to these things. You know them. You can, because you're in that changing and all that. While this person probably the one thing she knows are for her time. You could help. Maybe I believe you could help me more than
Yeah, of course.
the environment. Really
Yeah,
matters.
the environment really matters, and like for me, like every day, you know, we talk about the environment. I think people who are our friends, these are the first people to give us a good environment. Like Daisy, you've come, I've really put the, like I'm looking at you, like I'm paying attention to you, like, hey, you talk about the things that really you want to talk about. So the environment is key, and if you are there, and another thing is that I wanted to share, because I think I also went through depression at some point, because I reached at the point where I was looking for a job. I know the hustle. And
No wonder you kept referring to employment.
because
Employment,
that's where
job.
yes, that's where at least I had what? I had, like, yes. Whenever someone is saying this, I can relate. Like, this man, this them. painful. Because you look at now, like, what is next? That is always the question, what is next? And if you don't find the next step, that's where the mind starts giving you so many thoughts, that some are not right, that some are like the really bad thoughts. So when I was like, what can I do? You go here, you put like a franc, so what can you explain? Like, yeah, I can do it. And then the other person like, I wish I'll call you, man. And then you also like, you have the expectations, and the expectations are not met. So it's really painful. But how I think how I overcame is like, I accepted. I was like, you know what? If really something is meant for you, you will get it. If it is not, you will not get it. So why don't you learn how to let some things go, things move, and then you also move. What you can do, do it. What you can't do, and do. And now I'm like, I'm happy. I just move on with life. Yeah. So you can also share the stories of the painful stories. People are out there to support us. People are out there to make sure that we reduce on this suicide stuff. For now I think we've interacted with you, but the time is not that good for on our side. It's not that kind of, so we can't move on. But I want Daisy to at least now give the advice to the young people, since the depression, since the mental disorders, the mental illness, all these things are health problems in the public eye. What can we do? What can young people do? What is that person can really do? And those who are not yet depressed, and maybe the situation they are going through a lot, what advice can you give that person as we cross the shore?
I must say we should first of all let us have hope, even whatever situation we are going through. At least at the end of it all, it will all end. Have hope, then surround yourself with people that your friends, let them be positive, people that can support you. If you have a situation, how can this person help you? Are you going through something? And then how we use our social media. If you find a post and this person, and it actually has some suicidal thoughts, try and find out, is this person really serious? How can I help them? Can I recommend someone? Because I don't know, I'm talking from a perspective from like my side, because I've also, by the way, I've had that thought before. The time I joined campus, I started doing a course I don't like, and then I missed papers. Then they told me.
I also did the course that I didn't like, and it happened.
Then they told me I have to be on backlog because I've missed a number of papers. I wasn't taking it so serious. Every time I would sit on a board and like, oh God, I pray ACA just hits me right now. I didn't know I'm going to tell my parents I have to repeat a year. My friends are going to go ahead, they're going to graduate. But the friends I surrounded myself with, my friend told me nowadays everything happens for a reason. Do you know you can actually go back and make it? And every time when I finish my exams, it's like, oh God, I thank you for this friend of mine. She's called Sheila. She talked to me. But imagine I didn't have such a person.
Sheila, we love you. Thank you for
But yeah, let us support our friends. Let us use our social media to, if you've gone through something, share your story. It might inspire someone. Yeah, so let us have hope, encourage our friends, let us surround ourselves positively.
And now, the week from Monday to Saturday, what was your key highlight? Maybe entertainment, health, and of course anything that really this made my week. What was that one story that really made your week?
What story?
From Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Besides what we've been talking about?
Even if beside this, like outside.
Oh fuck, that is really weird. Maybe I must hear from you because I think.
But of course, I say for me, the key highlight of the week was on Thursday and the Friday, I was in Barara, so and I was in the I've just interacting with different university students from Muni, from Guru, from Makerere, Kampala, Central, Western. So there are so many people that I interacted. So my week was really good for me, and I learned a lot from young people. Young people are brilliant. They like we just need the platform where I think where these ideas, like, you know what, the government now says this is the platform for you, you're going to listen to what you're talking about. If at least we had someone like 2 or 3 people from the government, because I think the first lady was supposed to be the guest of honor, but she didn't come, government issue. And of course the work that she's doing, maybe she wasn't available, but of course she sent a representative. But for me, I would want someone from the government and listen to the ideas that young people share.
But most of the times those people, they delegate.
Yeah,
you feel like they're not taking back the information.
Exactly.
And they're not
They
decision
don't.
makers.
They are not. Because for me, you'll give me your speech. I'll just go read the speech,
And
listen to the people. I get back. I drive.
back home.
I drive.
You call me to your office, you're like, how did it go? It was
Okay,
and that is it.
and that is it. And I think this is something that responsible people should know. People that they delegate, they don't tell the truth. They don't tell the truth.
True.
For us, we come, we share what the community is going through. At the end of the day, what the report the person receives is different from what has been discussed. So try and make sure that you really go and you attend these events. At least even if it is 1 hour, it is enough for you to listen to young people and know what really affecting them and what really they want. Yeah, that was my key highlight of the week.
My highlight is from the entertainment. This new relationship that is all over the place.
The one of Kenzo. People now.
That
Actually,
one.
you reminded me. Even is it who? The one of is it Fred who? The one the Fresh Kids dad.
Oh, Fresh Daddy.
Yeah, Fresh Dad. He released the song. Yes, I was like, this is a tune, man.
But I really don't understand that stage of it. It's like, why would you compete with you?
So what do you like? That thing, was it nice for? So was it good or was it bad?
I don't know. People are really excited about it, but I really feel so. I feel for what Kenzo is going through right now. Everyone is on email. He might have his struggles.
And that is the depression you're talking about.
I feel like if I got help, I would. I don't know. Just talk to him, because imagine what he's going through. Everyone is out
going
there.
through a lot. And we're talking about the mental, we're talking about the depression, we're talking about the relationships, the marriages, everything. So whoever is next to Kenzo, you should support the person. Support him. For now, we say thank you for watching. Thank you for continuing supporting us. And keep your questions coming. Bye-bye. I remain your host, Biaranga Frank. See you next Thursday.